Okay, this is Terry Curry again. We are up on the roof of Muscatine Power and Water and taking a look at an aerial view actually of what's going on Customer Appreciation Day 2008. We're looking right now over towards our bucket trucks. We're giving bucket truck rides. You can see 2 buckets going up right now with some kids in it. There is a height minimum that you have to have in order to go up in the bucket. On down there's a digger derrick that's over there, as well as one of our backhoes that we use in our water and electric departments. All the way down to the end, we have an entrance tent and we have an exit tent. At the entrance tent, all the kids up to a certain number, 2,000, received hard hats, plastic hard hats to take with them. And looking up at the buckets right now, I believe those extend about 65 feet. Great crowd here today. We've already approaching 2,000 in numbers, and it is approximately 12:15. We've got another hour and 3/4 to go. It's been a real steady flow of people coming in here today. The people who are responsible for making all this happen, there was a committee that was formed, and Gary Wieskamp was the chair of that committee. But there were about 10 or 12 people, and I would name them, but I'm afraid I'd miss somebody, and if I did, that would be just terrible, because everyone participated and worked very hard for about the last 6 months to make this happen. It's something that you cannot just turn on and turn off. You need a lot of preparation for it. This year, things have gone very smoothly. Now we're looking back over the area where the kids' inflatable slides are at. You can see the lines have been about like that all morning. And then looking on down, we have fire rescue here for help if anybody needs assistance. And we have a tattoo tent. And of course, they're not real tattoos, but they are wash-off tattoos. And all the way down, the white tip sticking up is the kettle corn place, I believe. Inside, you can't see it from here, but you've seen it on other video. We have tables set up, tables and chairs for the food the people want to eat. They can sit down and have lunch. We also have displays going on inside. One of them is an energy efficiency display. Another is a cable TV display, which you probably will hear Dave Fife speak about. Turning out to be just a gorgeous day. The sun's popping out now. We had some rain earlier this morning. We were a little bit concerned about that, but the rain has held off, and what looked like it was coming at us is not. We've had shuttle services. You can see the parking lot all the way over there. It's really not the parking lot, it's a side yard to Muscatine Power and Water. We've had a shuttle service that volunteer employees in golf carts hauling people back and forth. All in all, just a wonderful day.
And she wants to talk on the radio. 93.1, and who are you here?
Andrea.
She's Andrea. I knew her. I know your last name. Doria.
No.
Andrea Doria. No, you're no. I got it. Okay. That's it. You're Andrea, and you're from Muscatine, Iowa.
Yep.
And you're on television.
Yes.
And you're on the radio.
Yeah.
And we're at MPW, Cable and Internet Customer Appreciation Day. And I'm on the new Mac 93.1 FM. And I'm Ron Edwin. And she's Andrea. She's from Muscatine. See that? She's got a hard head, but it's even harder because she's got a hard hat on. And she got that from MPW, where they're giving away a lot of free stuff today.
Yep.
So what'd you get for nothing?
Just this helmet.
Well, there's more than that. There's free food over there. You got a free drink. You got a Pepsi.
Yeah, I got a hot dog.
Okay, you got a hot dog or hamburgers. There's the slide. You can go see Dora the Explorer, Jimmy Neutron, or SpongeBob SquarePants.
Yeah, I already high-fived Jimmy Neutron.
Okay, that's cool. Well, nice to meet you, Andrea.
Nice to meet you too.
It's been fun to be here at MPW, Cable and Internet Customer Appreciation Day. Yay!
Rolling along, keep buzzing, who's on the road, singing a song, singing a song. We're having a song, we're ready to go, just like you are ready to fall the chasms. He sit on top, how about the world, singing a song, singing a one cup of the world.
Good morning. This is Terry Curry with Muscatine Power and Water. We are standing here talking to David Fife. Dave is the Manager of Communications for Muscatine Power and Water's Communications Services, and we are at the Customer Appreciation Day in 2008, August, what is the date today, Dave? I should know, 23rd. I knew that. Dave, we've got a booth kind of set up in the garage area over there. Can you tell us a little bit what that's about and what we're trying to accomplish there today?
Yeah, basically what we've done is set up a booth and put people in there that can answer questions. There's a lot of confusion going on with the communications right now as far as what broadcasters are going to be doing and how it's going to affect our customers or anybody off an antenna in February of next year. So we've put some questions together and printed out some answers. Hopefully it will help people. And they're there to answer any other questions that they might have. And then we're also in the process, as you know, of doing a digital simulcast project that will be kicked. It's already started, but it'll be kicked off in full speed ahead, I guess, in January of next year. And so we're there to answer any questions people might have about that as well.
Okay, so there's really two things going on here that customers are seeing on TV and so on. And the first being the broadcasters changing over to all digital, which happens on, what date is that?
February 17th, 2009.
Okay, and as long as I'm a MPW cable customer, though, what does that mean to me?
Any TV that you have attached to our system, basically, if you have 5 TVs in your home and they all have cable TV on them, it means absolutely nothing to you. We'll make all the changes that we need to do in our facility here, and so the customers will wake up the morning of the 18th and they will see no change whatsoever.
So it's very important. I think some of the commercials I've seen that the broadcasters are putting out, and the broadcasters are all the lower numbered channels. I can't remember all the call letters, but it's channel 4, 6.
All the Quad City. All the Quad City channels that will be coming out, channel.
Well, one of the things to really listen to on those commercials is the fact that in there somewhere, they usually say if you're with a cable company or even a satellite company, you're going to be fine through this whole thing.
Correct.
But they do show the black screen, and I think people see that and react to that, and that's not the case. If you're viewing this right now, you're going to be okay.
Yeah, and I think that sometimes we make it a little bit too simple. We think that everybody has all of their TVs either hooked up to cable or all their TVs hooked up to an antenna. That may not be the case. You may have a TV in a garage that doesn't have cable hooked to it, that's off an antenna, so you need to take that into consideration. Had a neighbor come over the other night and we were talking about he's on our cable system, so he doesn't have anything to worry about, but as we continued to talk, he started talking about camping in his camper and the TV in his camper and all that, and I said, well, wait a minute, you're going to have to do something after February 17th with that TV in your camper as well. So there's things like that you really don't think about until you really sit down and start talking to somebody about it. So that's why we're here to answer those questions.
Okay, now the second part, next year we're going to be going through a digital simulcast, which may be confusing to some people, but that basically is running 2 streams of signal to our customers, is that correct?
Yeah, the channels that we have right now, channels 2 through 80, is on what we call an analog platform. We will be duplicating those same channels starting the 1st of January in digital as well. So if anybody has a digital TV with a digital box, they'll be able to see all digital programming. There wouldn't be any analog on it.
Okay, and our goal there, the reason we're doing this is to gain bandwidth, is that correct?
Correct. We keep getting asked by customers for more and more channels, more and more HD channels, which takes up more bandwidth, and also from an internet perspective, people keep asking for more speed, and that means more bandwidth. So we're basically using all the bandwidth we currently have available on our system, and by doing this program next year, at the end of the year, we can shut some of these analog channels off and we'll start gaining some of that bandwidth back so we can start doing more programming, increase some cable modem speeds, things like that.
Now, if I'm a basic only subscriber, in other words, I've got, 2 through 33, 32?
32, right.
Okay. what is that going to mean to me? Am I going to have to go get a box or anything like that? Or
You're not going to have to do that right now. A lot of cable companies, when they move over to a full digital platform, move everything over to a digital platform, and we'll be doing that for the customers that want digital. But if you do not have cable TV as far as a box goes on some of your TV sets in the home, we have decided that we're going to continue offering channels 2 through 32 as analog for as long as we can, with two different triggers that we sort of set in place. One, if the FCC, the Federal Communications Commission, basically at some point has given cable operators the permission to take the digital broadcast signal and down convert that to analog only through February of 2012. So if at 2012 they will no longer allow us to do that, then we would drop our basic services analog and just offer it as digital. Or if we need additional bandwidth before that would happen, then that would be another reason why we'd take those channels off analog.
a lot of customers, the question always comes up: I have to have a box or not? And you and I have talked a lot about the value of that box and what comes with it. Can you run off a couple of those items?
Well, basically what the box brings to the customer is that, one, it gives better picture quality to start with because it's digital instead of analog. And then basically what you get with the box is 47 channels of digital music that you wouldn't have without the box. It also gives you pay-per-view capability. It also gives you video on demand capability. And basically there's a everybody thinks video on demand and it's programming that they have to pay for. There's an awful lot of free programming on there. And we're getting more all the time, where people can go in and basically allows you to watch what you want to watch when you want to watch it. And we're going to continue to build that library. As you know, we're in the process of replacing that system. Right now, the current system that we have holds 1,900 hours of program storage, and the system that we're going to be putting in here gives us capability of doing 5,600 hours of programming. So that will get us ready for, once we can start offering even video on demand in HD, which customers are asking for. We're getting ready for that as well.
Okay. And there's other things out there too that come with the remote, I guess. I think they do anyway. Things like parental locks, where you can basically lock out a network, a channel, rated things. If it's something in PG-13 and you don't want it, you can lock those kinds of things out. In addition, there are a lot of other features such as reminders, reminding you when a show's coming up. You also have the ability to access DVR, which digital video recorder is one of the outstanding pieces of technology.
I'll have to confess, I don't watch live TV anymore. I basically go through, and up to 10 days in advance, I can go ahead and tell my digital box what I want to record, and then forget it. And it basically does it for me. And if I get ready to go to bed at night and I turn everything off and I go to bed and I have a program at 3 o'clock in the morning, the box is smart enough, it turns itself on and records that channel for me. So here again, it allows me to take control of my viewing habits and what's good for me. The other thing that you haven't mentioned, and I haven't either, but the other thing that, we've got a lot of channels of product out there, and people say, I just don't watch that many channels. The other thing that the remote brings to you is favorites. You can literally build your own favorite listing of channels, and then when you scan through that, that's the first thing that your remote will scan through, is the channels that you've told it is favorites. So if you've got 15 channels out of 200 that you really watch a lot, and that's the first thing you want to look at, you can set that up as favorites and scan through those first.
Okay, Dave, and if anybody has questions, I guess you can contact me at Power and Water and or Dave. There's also websites out there. We have information on our website, and dtv.gov is a website that you can go to and get a lot of information, especially with the upcoming broadcast digital change.
Yeah, the only other thing I really want to say, Terry, and make sure that people understand, is that you mentioned dtv.gov. That's where you can go to and talk to, get information about what's going to happen with the broadcasters. They're also going to tell you about being able to get a digital box. That digital box that the FCC is going to be able to give you a $40 coupon for to help you with the cost of that is for antenna use only. That box will not work on any cable TV or any satellite program. Okay.
Good. Well, Dave, thanks a lot. I appreciate
Very
the
welcome.
time. And like I say, if any of you folks out there have questions, give us a call. You can call our help desk or call our CSRs, and they'll get the word to us. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, this is Terry Curry again. We're standing just at the exit or entrance. I guess this is the entrance to the Customer Appreciation Day at Muscatine Power and Water. And I'm standing with Gary Wieskamp. Gary is Director of Utility Relations for the utility. Gary, you are in charge of the committee that put all this together this year. What goes into that? Because a lot of people don't know how much work is behind it.
It's a real team effort, Terry. We started about 6-7 months ago. I've got a committee of about 16, 17 members, and I'll tell you what, if I owned my own company, I would ask those employees to come and work for me, because they've just done an outstanding job of putting together this event here today, and we're seeing the fruits of our efforts here today. We're last count with about an hour to go. We've got about 1,800 customers through here, so it's a combined effort of so many employees. We had, I believe, around 120 total employees volunteering today. So.
That's great. Gary, we put this on about 1.5 years ago as well, a similar type thing with a lot more to it maybe. What did we learn? What kinds of things did we learn from that?
The beauty of the last time, 1.5 years ago, is we knew that we needed to keep the flow going, and we've accomplished that today. We've held most of the activities outside. We've not included the inside the building, and customers are able to flow in. We've got to be able to park closer to the event, and it just seems to be flowing much, much better this year.
Okay, well, Gary, I think you did a great job, and thanks for being with us here.
You bet. My pleasure.
Terry Curry here again. I was wandering around the grounds here, and I ran into our own Mayor O'Brien. Mayor O'Brien, are you having a good time here today?
Oh, Terry, we're having a wonderful time, and as usual, I can remember 2 years ago when it rained during this event, and yet all of the people that came through and were out here in this driveway had a marvelous time, and it's true right now. Just look around and people are enjoying themselves. The day is bright and sunshiny, and it's just a lot of fun to be here.
Well, we've come off a pretty tough year in terms of weather for Muscatine Power and Water, and things going on for the entire city and community.
I just say that this is a good chance for me to say thanks again to the people at Power and Water and for the really wonderful job that you do. This year again, this high wind event, no different. You were out there, you helped other communities, I know, so you do a wonderful job, and we're very pleased with you.
Great. Mayor, have a good time and stay out of the sun. Man.
Thank you. I'm going to continue to wander around a little bit.
Okay.
Thank you.
This is Terry Curry again. I'm standing here with Jay Logal, General Manager of Muscatine Power and Water. Jay, what is the purpose of the Customer Appreciation Day?
Well, obviously, just by what it says, it's appreciation of the customers. And uniquely enough, Muscatine Power and Water is one of those municipally owned companies where, in fact, the customer is the owner. So this is a way of saying back to our owners, thank you.
Okay. Jay, over the years that you've been here, how has the approach to customer service and our customers changed? What have you seen change over those years?
Well, I think the biggest difference, and of course I've been here 40 plus years, is that in the early days it was a pure monopoly situation. It was a water company and then a water and electric company, and both of those were monopoly situations. While those are still monopolies, there are alternatives to those as well. And now we're in the cable and internet business, which is a purely competitive business, and so we have to view our customers like everybody else who's in the competitive business. So there's a big change.
Okay. Along those same lines, what kinds of critical issues over those years have you seen peak? Different times, different things come up.
Certainly, the obvious ones are the weather conditions, which we've all experienced. And most recently, we had the big windstorm, and that took us to our knees for a while. Out of 11,200 customers, 8,700 of them were without power, and that's an awesome responsibility to try to put back. But beyond that, we've gone through all kinds of construction phases and growth phases where when I started, maybe there were 75 or 80 people working here. Now there's 300 plus, so that just brings a whole nother magnitude to what you have to do.
Okay. And looking forward from this point on, what do you see Muscatine Power and Water's approach to how we treat our customers and how we interact with them?
Well, we're going to have to interact more with them than we have in the past, so they understand where we're at and can support our activities as we go forward. I look at water. Water infrastructure is going to need to be replaced and replenished. That's going to require additional dollars, and people are going to have to understand. Cable and internet business, really competitive. We've got to look at the dollar side of that as well. On the electric side of the world, we're looking at a thing called global warming, and how are we going to fit in with the correction of global warming. And there's many, many educational things. So what we've got to do with the customer is get closer and closer and closer.
Jay's going to be retiring in February of next year, Jay, is that correct?
End of January, yeah.
End of January, okay. We all at Muscatine Power and Water want to wish Jay the best, and this is a great way to finalize the career. And
I appreciate that, and thank you to all the people for the opportunity to serve them.
thanks, Jay.